I honestly believe the reason I took so long to start this project is because sewing darts is my personal hell. Hey, I'm Chann, and you're watching Made by Chann. And today I will be making an outfit I saw on Instagram. Well, it's an Instagram ad, but it still counts. So I saw this dress by And Other Stories, and I thought it was wonderful. It's a tweed mini dress that retails for $129. I just thought it was so cute. But then I saw that, so I think I saw this a couple months ago, like when fall was starting to come into the high street. And then I saw that Vikisews came out with the Audrey Dress pattern, and I was like, that's my dress. So the neckline's a little different. The neckline is square, and the End of the Stories one is on more of a scoop rounded neck, but that's okay, I still liked it. So I am going to make this dress. I am very excited. I told you I'm trying to live up to my plaza cord dreams, okay? I'm just trying to look like a classy lady, and I feel like this dress is going to do it. I'm gonna make it out of this pink kind of tweed fabric. If you saw my fall sewing plans LA Fashion District haul, then you already saw the fabric, but let's get into it. If you want to see me make this dress, please keep on watching.
I don't show you all my fit adjustments, but I'm trying to be better about that. Or I don't show you my toiles, but I'm trying to be better about that. So I sewed up a toile. I got a size 42 because I'd rather like add more than have to really take it in if I went up to size 44. My measurement, my size doesn't exist in European sizing, basically. So I'm always gonna have to do fit adjustments. So based upon the instructions, and they have fitting help in there, these darts should be landing on my apex. I have marked my apex. I don't know what's going on here. We're going to base off of this one. So I need to move this over and down. I also need to do a full bust adjustment because you see this happening. First thing I'm going to do is my full bust adjustment. So hold on. I'm going to slash holes into the fabric and see how much I should add. I'm just gonna warn you, I look crazy. So normally I just slash it open like where the apex is, but I decided to go down to the waist and then like cut towards the armhole just to like try and get my measurements right. A bra that is a different color than your dress is very helpful for measuring here, so you can actually see visually what's happening. So this cupping situation, I had to actually go look at the picture because this happens to me even when I make perfect fitting bodice. I think this might just be the shape of my body. I'm not totally sure. If I suck in, it goes away a little bit, but like I have to like interface or use stiffer fabric for it not to do this. So if you have tips on that, please help. But what you want to do is measure the widest part, and that's how much you need to add. So mine is 3/4 of an inch, so 0.75 inches. And then I wrote down how much I need to move this apex over to. So I think it'll be fine. And then you can't really see, but like the back looks a lot better now. So most of the modifications need to be done to the front. Like the back's not pulling at all anymore. It doesn't look too tight. So I'm just gonna do a full bust adjustment on the pattern. I'm gonna do it in the morning. But that's how I do my adjustments.
So I'm getting ready to do my full bust adjustment. I'll link the resources that I use to do a full bust adjustment. I have a website up, and then I also have a book that I use for these things. I'm gonna do a full bust and a full tummy, and I'm hoping that will let out enough room that I don't have to do a full butt because my seams aren't really pulling to the side on the butt, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So this is the original pattern piece, and I just traced it and copied on my darts. So this is where we're at now, and then I'm going to add an inch. I've decided based upon the difference between my high bust and my full bust, and then I'll move it all on this brown paper and then create a new pattern piece. So then that way I don't have to cut my original pattern piece. And then I'll do the same with the skirt, and I'll show you the finished pattern pieces. This is the original bodice. This is it after the mods. You can see, and I put
position it correctly. Okay. A little longer on the bottom, a little more width on the side, and then you can see I move the darts. And then I also took the armhole in a little bit. I'm sorry for my crappy camera work. And then for the skirt, we did a full tummy adjustment, and this is how much room I added. So not that much, but it worked out good. And then I twirled it all up, and it looked good. This is my fabric. It is, I don't really know what this is. It's a tweed. I need to cut this out. And then this is the toile, which I need to seam rip apart because the way you construct these two, so there's no hand sewing, I need to rip that apart. So now I can actually work on the real dress and get started on it. All right, all my pieces are prepped. I have put the fusible bias tape all along the appropriate edges. I serged everything. I need to draw the darts on the skirt. I draw the darts on the bodice pieces. This fabric frays a lot, so I'm glad I made the executive decision to serge everything. But now I just have to do my darts and put it all together. Next steps are pinning the skirt to the bodice pieces. So you pin the back pieces together and then the front, and then you sew them at the waistline. And they have you do it separately versus like a traditional method because it's easier to prevent hand sewing, basically, because you're gonna have to flip things inside out when you're putting the lining in. Next, I need to put my zipper in. I'm not going to put it in the way they want me to because I think this fabric is just too fragile for that. They want you to do like sew a basting stitch and then put the zip in and then seam rip it, and I think this fabric's going to hate me if I do that. So we will not be doing that. I did press the zipper flat, and I'm just going to put it in like you put it in the normal invisible zipper. But it is easier because nothing's attached. Like the side seams aren't done, so I can just pop that in and then we'll take it from there. If I seem low energy, it's because I didn't really want to be on camera, but kind of comes with the gig. So, oh, I think you have been crooked this whole time. Great. All right. Well, keep going. Keep going. This is my inside. People like to see the inside of garments. The only thing I did different from the pattern, besides putting the zip in like this, oh, I gotta trim this thread, is you're supposed to, I pre-serged all the pieces like I told you, but you're supposed to serge all of this off and make it like one versus two seams like that. But I just didn't want to do that. I told you I'm trying not to stress this fabric too much because look right here. This is what happens when I sew the dart. You can't see this on the outside, but like this is what I'm talking about when I say it gets stuck in the feed dogs. So I'm trying to minimize my manipulation. But oh, and I would also I added the fusible tape. I would also add that to the skirt pieces in the future. So I'll add a note to myself for that. But beyond that, zip looks good. All right, let's put the thing together. Because, hold on. So basically this is done. This is where we're at. It's leaving a little to the imagination, but you just imagine, basically. I think it's cute. Next, I need to disassemble the lining, basically. I think I said before, I don't recall, but I sewed the lining as my wearable toile because I didn't feel like making, there's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10 darts, 20 darts on this whole pattern. So what I need to do is seam rip this basically on the side seams. Then I can attach the lining to the actual dress.
Oh, and none of this is overlocked. So I need to do that. So, quick montage of me doing all of that. So I pieced back together the lining. That was pretty easy. Just searched all the parts that needed to be searched. And then I decided to be efficient with my pinning, I guess is the best way to put it. So I pinned the lining to the pretty fabric. So I need to sew down the center back first, only a certain amount, and then I can do the neckline, and then I will do the arm side. It's coming along, y'all. Oh, I also have to do a lot of understitching, but let's just do the basic stitches and then we'll get to the understitching. I went a little rogue from the pattern, so I have to explain to you what I did. I did attach the lining. They have you sew the back armhole, and then you're supposed to somehow turn it inside out. That is not possible with the zipper inside. So what I ended up doing was unpicking the shoulder seam and then just pulling out the dress on both sides. So then it did become a separate front piece and separate back piece, but I'll just sew these two together once I'm done. So that just made my life a whole lot easier. But that is a tricky part of the instructions, and I was looking online and other people found it tricky as well. So after I did that, what I'm doing now is I am pinning, where is it at? I am pinning the lining side seams and the main fabric side seams together. And I'm just going to sew one line all across, and that will close up the side seams. I have sewed up the side seams. As you can see, it needs a good press, but I still need to sew up the back where the center back seam is, because that's only sewed like the 3 inches down. And then I need to hand sew the lining of the shoulder together. And then we're almost done. Pressed all my seams and everything that needs to be pressed. All that's left is I need to hand sew this part of the shoulder seam, and then I need to tack down the lining in the side seams so that they're one piece. And then I also need to hem the skirt. I'm not going to hem this, I just trimmed it down with the serger for the length it needs to be, but I'm just going to hem this up 1 inch. I need to trim that thread. But it looks pretty good. I tried it on yesterday, and I'm very happy with it. I pressed the whole neckline too as well. I'm gonna be honest, guys, and guys, gals, and theys. I'm not doing well. I'm actually very sick, so I'm gonna end the video here. I did pre-record my outro, so I'm pop that in and some cute shots, but I'm probably gonna sew this from bed. So cue the outro. I think this dress is a good reminder of, and just patterns in general, that like sometimes you gotta do a little tweaking to get the pattern to fit you correctly, but once you do, you're gonna want to wear it all the time. I'm just saying. I'm very excited about this dress. So I guess like life update while we're closing this out. So when I first planned to make this dress, long story short, it was like a month ago, and then Vikisews had a contest to become a brand ambassador, and I was one of the winners. So I am now a brand ambassador for Vikisews. All that means is that it's on Instagram, though, it's not on YouTube. But all that means is that I now have affiliate links, which makes me feel very much like a fancy content creator. So my content's not sponsored. It's just that like, if you use my code, I earn a little bit of commission, and I have to make one Vikisews pattern a month, but post it on Instagram. So you're not going to see it on here too much. Depends. I like Vikisews because their patterns are really trendy, and if I want like trendy stuff, that's normally where I go to. So it just kind of made sense for me to apply. But yeah, so if you shop my link, if you like this dress and you like this pattern, if you use my code Chann, which is across the screen, I earn a small commission. That's the only thing. that I've never had this happen. I've never been a brand ambassador before, but I've never had this happen. Where I was like, oh, now I have to say it's an affiliate link. So there's that. But I hope you like this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, I cannot wait to wear this fabric. Horrible to work with, but the dress came out well. I kind of want to make another one in leather because I saw a leather one on Pinterest. And I was like, ooh. Well, wait and see. I'm kind of scarred from making leather outfits right now. But if you like this video, please give it a like, share it, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.